Alright, hi guys, my name is Louis and we are in San Francisco. Today I will show you what is ResonantGenesis, how to use it, and basically this is for those who is doing web coding, creating their own agent, automation, run them, schedule, and etc. So let me start with the code base infrastructure. Since our code base is open source, as you see, we have many repositories. Each repositories are representing individual service of the ResonantGenesis platform. So this way we can maintain, connect, since we are using Fast API to connect all the services. Also, it's all goes through the middleware notification, so there is gateway. So this kind of infrastructures help me to build this platform using the AI. So every model, every service are isolated. So I'm sure that whatever I'm doing, maintaining, editing, I will not break entire the platform. So it's for you for the future. If you are doing your project, do not do the monolithic kind of block of your code base, because one mistake it can put shutdown on your platform. So what is special about ResonantGenesis is not a wraparound LLM. It's entire infrastructure as a brain. An LLM is just language model. So first of all, I create the Unify LLM routing, smart routing, with a fallback chain. So you can connect any LLM provider, any API, Google, OpenAI, Anthropic. You can even connect from your computer, the local LLM, and system, the ResonantGenesis entirely will distribute those all LLM based on the task. So it will not use, let's say, Cloudy to answer for you for the simple research question like what is the weather in San Francisco or whatever. It will use proper LLM to save the cost and to deliver you what you are looking for. So let's say if you do refactor, it will use the Cloudy. If you are running the agent, it will use maybe Gemini, depends what is agent doing. If you're just asking some simple questions, so it will use maybe Grok or any really cheap model. So in this case, you can guarantee that this platform is really saving your money. And very important stuff which we did is we create our own custom retriever memory, which is with the time and with interaction is becoming smarter, and in some cases, in some time, it starts to answer without even using the LLM. So basically it's like creating its own knowledge base to respond for the simple questions which was being discussed before, or in case if you needed to run the tools, so the system can run the tools and give you output even without using the LLM. This is awesome. This is amazing, because LLM, this is actually the main cost for all agents. So second, what I did the Unify tools, which is being called by the smart string. This is not the JSON or description which is injected into the system prompt, and every time on every loop or on any call, it's get passed to the LLM as to let the LLM know what kind of tools are available on the platform, which many old agentic platforms, they still use like JSON, or they describing entire tool to the LLM in the system prompt. So when the LLM wants to call any kind of tool, it's return the answer, also creating the text for the tool. So I realize that this is our too much tokens, to be honestly, to just waste it for nothing, because you can create the smart string to call the tools and just put in the system prompt that okay, you can call any tools, let's say web search. So the LLM will just use it like, let's say, web search, code analyzer, or etc., instead of dumping entire, let's say, JSON file for calling the tool. So this smart solution are really save a lot of tokens. So in case if the LLM calls some, let's say, tool which is not available on our platform, even we have like built-in 160 tools, LLM already will know from the system prompt that it can generate and create its own tool and register in the unified tools routing. So basically it can just create the new tools unlimitedly, whatever it's needed. So let's move now to the other stuff, which is ResonantGenesis, are unique basically. So since it's open source and it's really self-hosted platform, which means we are not depending on any third party for the memory retrieval or any others, orchestration or agents creation. We have everything built in. It's a source code. Like you can really take the USB flash and then put on your home server or put in the cloud server and just run entire platform. This is basically many enterprise require, so they want their data to stay in-house, and this is what we are basically allowed to do. And for the trust, we even make open source. So now let's move to the server. Is the most important for the agentic product like ResonantGenesis. It's memory retriever. So on the market, we have a lot of memory retriever options. Like we had a RAG framework, we have embedding, we have Mimo. You can just subscribe, pay the fees. But since we are self-hosted, of course, we build our own memory retrieval, which is almost like Memo in the performance, but it has a lot of more features. It has a gravity, spin, relations, meaning, clustering, and it also has a visualization. So you basically can see how the clusters of the memories and how the AI basically think. And then you can also see how the new neuron connection inside this retrieval memory are generating. So this is actually what I mentioned before. ResonantGenesis sometimes will not call the LLM if it has the answer already inside its retrieval memory. So as more you using the ResonantGenesis, as more you have experience and etc., as more saved memories there, as more processed, and as more smart it will become. So the memory is unified. So whatever you are doing across entire platform, the memory is unified. So it's know about everything. And also it's dual memory. So we have user, we have agent user, we have agent, and this is made for those purpose. So every agent can become smarter, and you can also share your agent with other users and protect basically your personal data. So you can select what to share with the agent, what to don't share. That's why it's a dual memory retrieval. And also what is very important, that this memory is totally encrypted, and it's always getting encrypted into input and decrypted into output. So nobody can actually just take your memory and read it, or know what is going on, what did you text, what did you talk. And since it's all going to the LLM API keys, as we know, the LLM doesn't have itself memory, so you need to build for it. So nobody having your data in this case. So we clarified that we had a unified smart routing for the LLM. We have the smart routing, unified tool callings with tool creations, and we have the memory retrieval, which is very important. So basically, what is next? We had an agent factory. Agent factory is that you can build your own agent workflow, run it, schedule it, and etc. And also you can create your OpenClaw from your local machine through the extension, through the webhook, to the platform, and basically manage your agent through ResonantGenesis platform, and those agents will have access to all 500 something system IPs, and also it will have access to all the available tools on the platform. And you can use those agents to run it, schedule it, or for your IDE vibe coding app, which you can download from our GitHub, and it's connected to our server, and it has built-in coding assistant with all tools calling. and with agent inside. So yeah, you can choose either to use the ResonantGenesis or to create your own and use it. So as you see, you can connect any LLM provider local. You can connect even your local also agents to the ResonantGenesis. Later on I will tell you why you need to do this and what kind of benefits you will get a part of the infrastructure ready building. And so let's now talk Resonance IDE app. So this is a fork from the VS Code, similar as we have with Windsurf, Codex and all, but we have more smarter tool callings and less loops, and also we had a control for the loops. So we have also modified our system prompt, so it's become much smarter, consuming less tokens, and it has more tools. And also very important that I built a ST and SAST, which is allowed to LLM avoid reading your code base. So basically the system automation in taking your code base and give the full analysis of your pipeline, reachability, connections, nodes, API, and tracing all the relationship, etc. And LLM can just call those APIs for those extension and receive entire code base. So basically how many nodes you have, how many broken connections you have, what is the pipeline, what is the relation, how many incoming, outgoing nodes to your service or whatever. So if you have a huge code base, definitely even if the cloud decoder etc. will read your entire code base, it will just start to hallucinate. So we realized that why not to just automate it if you can use the AST and just inject the result and report to the LLM, and LLM has all the code snippets and everything, and just can make the decision what kind of tool to call, how to refactor, and if it's need to prove something, it will just use the terminal and prove it. So this is how we make the code refactor and code building much smarter, much faster, and again we save the LLM calls, which is the most important. We're saving money. Also, we have invariance sim, invariance. So you can simulate your agent economics, you can simulate your agent execution for prediction and etc. You can simulate as well, since all agents and entire infrastructure has access to the platform APIs. So basically it's a part of the platform, so they can use the APIs to predict and to simulate, let's say, your platform connections and predict in which connections your platform may broke. Maybe it's a database, maybe it's your gateway or etc. based on the load. So let's say how your code base will act if there is millions or 2 million users in one night happen, or in 1 month, or will be one user, etc. So this is, you can do it automatically even without using the Cloudy or your LLM. So you just you're making the LLM superhero without being superhero. So this whole what I mentioned before, it still doesn't make ResonantGenesis some unique or reasons to switch to it or use it. So let's dive deeper. When I built the ResonantGenesis, I start with the authentication, then the multi-user organization, and etc. And the third things which I build, I create the protocol, DICD, which is governance protocol, and it's wired in the same way as the authentication and user's identity into each function and process. And it's basically creating enforced governance. So what is your LLM do, what is your agent do, you can say what is your agent allowed, not allowed to do, and it has built-in policy, which is making the agent to go through to this filter of the governance before creating any response or agent. Otherwise, just system will not allow it, and will fall back to another attempt of the response or etc. Yes, and we have a centralized network which which are hashing every action, every response, every message, everything what is going on entirely on the platform into the centralized network, blockchain centralized network. And the block creates from agent user, agent users. So this is two type of blocks and two type of actions, which you can trace it, which you can see it, and you can show later on to the government or whatever. If somebody asks you like, what did you do with this project and how it's happened like this, or when things went wrong, or why it's so beautiful, amazing. Anyway, it's the lodging, and we need this. So now we actually have everything what is agentic platform needs to have. We have agents, we have the orchestration, we have LLM, we have the tools, we have authentication, memory retrieval, we have the DC protocol, which is governancy, we have the lodging. But you know what is missing? It's LLM. We see how crazy the big corporations are playing with us very dirty games. So I decided why to don't make the protocol and to just start to train the model through the decentralized network. So let's say I create the entire blockchain. You can see it in our GitHub and read more about it. So I will not go into the details for the technical wise. But yes, you can see there it's open source. And how it's work? It's work very simple, since all our users is already having at least Minimac. And they are running the agents, and they have a good like GPU or etc. Or we do have the crypto miners who lose their job due to the situation in the world. Anyway, so they can use their hardware to mine. So the miner who is using the resonance miner getting the shred and getting the small piece of the LLM, and this decentralized LLM learning, I'm calling the liquid technology, because the LLM model are growing as more miners are starting to contribute, and also the power and etc. is getting distributed equally across entire miners. So you can guarantee the stability of the LLM model, and it doesn't have dependency on the miner. It just mining, it's just going through some cycles of training and running the task to train the model. And what is the miner receiving in return? Of course, it's RG tokens, similar as a Bitcoin, where you can use them. So you can use them for the platform, to pay the fees, to use another LLMs. And then as we grow, as we have more miners in our network, of course, we will anchor our decentralized network to the main network, let's say Ethereum, and we will be able to trade our coins to another coins or to the real money. So what I will tell you in few words what is ResonantGenesis now, after all what I explained to you. First of all, it's fully sustainable infrastructure for agentic AI, for creating the product, for managing the product, and for executing. And it's fully self-hosted, and it's also open sourced. So yeah, I would like you to just go through, investigate, give me the updates, what do you think about it, and let's continue